Howdy folks, Brian Cusco here at Triple B. And today our guest is Chris Coroneos. Chris recently just got back into the snake hobby and we interviewed him at the Daytona Reptile Show back in August. Chris also had a very surprise litter of boas on his very first pairing back in the game. And it was pretty exciting to see that pop out. We've got a lot of interviews coming forward from Daytona, from Tinley, and then in a month and a half we got Pomona again. We're gonna get at least 10 interviews there, so we gotta keep it moving, guys. Let's get into this interview. You're watching Triple B TV. How did you get into keeping?
How did I get into keeping reptiles? I was a little kid catching turtles and frogs in the creek. I've always had reptiles my whole life. My dad had turtles and stuff in the house when I was a baby. It just kind of started as a hobby, breeding snakes, bred corn snakes and Burmese pythons. And I think when I was 14 the first time, 17 or 18, I started breeding Burmese. I had a few clutches, had to get rid of the babies. They have a lot of babies. I went to the pet stores trying to sell them, and they didn't want to buy from one person or whatever. So then I did a show, sold nothing. I had some deli cups and no lights and no nothing. But I looked around and then I did a show the next day and I had a light and I had a tablecloth and I actually sold a couple snakes and I traded some other snakes for some other stuff. So then I went back to the pet stores and I had like 6 different things and it just kind of snowballed quickly from there. I started breeding ball pythons and this was probably like in 98 or something, right around there, 97, 98. And that's when I met Lindy. I called him to get some freedom breeders. I got a half a rack just to keep the few snakes I had in there, but I had bigger cages for the Burmese and retics that I had. It might have been a year or two after that, like I needed a lot more racks because it just expanded big time. I met him at the Daytona show, picked up, I don't remember how many cages. I rented a trailer, a U-Haul trailer, hooked it to my van and drove him back to save on the shipping. Plus I was coming to the show anyway.
Right.
So I bought it, and then we just hung out all weekend long and been friends ever since. That was about probably 20 years ago.
Cool, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then you were kind of out of it for about a decade, and you're just getting back. This is your first show back in like 10 years.
This is my first show in probably about 10 years.
Yeah. That's cool. What do you see? I'm assuming a lot of I'm a newbie essentially.
Yeah.
Shows.
It's funny because there's so many new faces that haven't seen me and haven't known me, and there's other people that know me and they come up and they're like, great to see you, man, where you been? The last few years I've been buying different things here and there and really choice animals because I already done this before, so I know who to go to and I know what to buy and what not to buy and what, and I paid the money now getting back into it and bought the best I could find. But it's funny, and there's all these new faces and new morphs and all this shit, and I had to learn kind of that again. But it's the same.
What challenges have you seen coming back in?
Starting to get back in because, well, used to be you put stuff on King Snake, and I did shows and I did a lot more pet store stuff. I had a lot of pet stores that I delivered to up and down the East Coast, and I did shows from Florida to New York every weekend. Now it's not just put up an ad. You need Facebook, you need Instagram, and you need like other people like validating all this other stuff. So it's not like person to person. I was here all day yesterday. People came by and saw all the snakes, and I had a ton of messages last night and this morning from people that saw the snakes and they're interested in them, but they didn't talk to me yesterday. Like the face-to-face thing is gone. I mean, it's
they were actually at your booth, but they didn't talk to you. They sent you a message afterwards.
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
Maybe they did talk to me, some of them.
Yeah.
But I'm getting messages from Facebook. Oh yeah, I saw it at the show, and which is great. That's fine. I answer all the messages.
It's nice to be able to talk to somebody face to face.
I would rather talk to them face to face. Now what I'm noticing is, and I got Facebook a month or so ago, and I've sold a ton of snakes online with Morph Market and King Snake and that kind of thing too. But you never even talk to them anymore. It's weird. Everything is messages and text message. Some of them don't even do text message. It's all like message through either Facebook or Instagram. And they PayPal the money. I make the shipping arrangements, ship them the snake, and they text me when they get it. So it's kind of weird in that sense, where it's not face to face. Like I'm used to selling a ton of stuff at shows, you know, it's people coming up, they want to pick it up, they want to hold it, they want, you know, like I had snakes for sale that these people were interested in this morning and last night on Messenger, but I didn't pull them out once yesterday. Nobody asked to hold them, nobody asked to touch them. It's just different, you know.
That's interesting. Well, you got a couple snakes here. We take a look at them real quick?
So these are something I produced this year. It was actually an accident. I bought one of these last year, and I bought a hypo black-eyed anery, Montley. And they weren't sold to me as possible hets or anything. They were just two black snakes. This is what I was after, producing these, the black devils and the Montley black devils. And then the litter of 20, I had 5 white snakes, blizzards. So obviously they were het for albino, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And so then I talked to a couple people when they were born on how to tell if they were IMG or not. And as far as I know, it hadn't been done, so they didn't know how. And I was waiting on these guys to get a little bigger, and now you can see the difference. This one here, you can see a very faint grayish pattern coming in. It's also staying very white. So I would say that's the IMG, because normal blizzards will turn yellowish. The pattern comes in kind of yellow, which I have one over there. And then this one, if you put it under black light, you could see the pattern, and it's getting all speckled. The white's coming in speckled like it would on the Ghost Devils. So it's a hypo version of this one. And then I have another one over there that's a hypo blizzard, because it glows under the black light. Which I have another one at home that I believe is just it's just a blizzard. It doesn't glow under the black light. It's turning yellow, got a yellowish kind of pattern coming in.
Cool.
So this is basically the albino version of this black snake. This is the hypo albino version of it.
Nice, man.
Pretty neat.
That is pretty neat.
So
that's a good way to come back in.
It's a good way to start. Yeah, it is. It definitely got lucky.
Nice.
I've showed them to a few other people here that are, you know, into the boas, and they agreed. They see the difference. It's hard to show it. I can't take a picture and get it to show up.
Yeah, it's tough. Something that faint. It's
something that faint, but you can see, you know, the yellow.
I can see it.
Yeah. But they're amazing snakes anyway.
Yeah, no doubt.
So, yeah, it was pretty cool. And I produced some other stuff, some really nice leopard boas. I had another litter that of these guys bred to an albino and got 3 paradox, which is a random kind of thing, but also really cool. Yeah. So it was a nice way to start.
If you guys want to see the paradox, there's on the vlog channel. If you go back to the show for Daytona, you can see that paradox that he produced. We featured that as well on the vlog, so go check that out.
Very cool. Very cool snake. It's kind of nice too now. I'm doing it more for fun. It's nice to sell snakes too, obviously. It pays for them, but you know, it's nice to do it more of a hobby now. As before, it was day in, day out, all day long. Get up in the morning, go to the shop, clean cages, go to pet stores, go to a show, unpack, pack. I was lugging these racks around for Lindy all over the East Coast, and they were heavy. They weren't stainless steel then either. Right. It was steel, powder coat.
Galvanized.
They were disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So these racks have come a long way too.
Nice.
It's just that's another big difference in the keeping them in these things are so much nicer. So much nicer.
Awesome.
But
Chris, I appreciate you taking me on top of this today, man.
Thanks.
Thank you very much. I hope you guys enjoyed that. There will be links down below where you can find Chris's business page, which is Bulldog LLC Reptiles. And there will also be a link down there for the interview he did with Dave Palumbo over at Muscle Serpents University, which is also a very good video. Next week, we're going to be interviewing the legendary Mr. Tom Crutchfield. And until then, you've been watching Triple B TV. Y'all take care. I hope you guys enjoyed that. There will be links down below for Chris's There will be links down. I hope you guys enjoyed that. There will be links down below where you can find Bulldog LLC Reptiles. I hope you guys enjoyed that. There will be links down below where you can find Chris's business page, which is Bulldog LLC.